Hi, I'm Danna.
And I'm Kristin.
Welcome to our podcast,
Mismatched.
We are two moms from completely different walks of life
who discovered friendship where least expected.
This is our space to share, connect, and try to survive this crazy thing we call life. Whatever you are doing,
or wherever you are headed, take Mismatched along for the ride.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Good morning.
Does it look a little different here, guys? So I am alone. It's very weird, but I am loving that I have all this space to myself and no one's in my personal space.
There's no one to crowd your couch.
Isn't this weird?
No, to call it a couch. It's really two chairs.
It's two chairs. It's not really a couch. So you guys,
I'm on location
Kristin
today.
is on location. So we are trying something new. She has called in for us.
It's our first time to not podcast together.
I know. And I think we're at 14 or 15 weeks now that we've been doing this. And
Long term. We're in a long-term relationship.
I'm stuck with her.
At least through January, right? Because I'm speaking at a conference and I put on there that, I podcast. So I'm like, we gotta keep this going for January.
We don't have a choice. Otherwise, she has to change her bio.
Right. We can't do that.
So welcome, guys. I'm excited to have you guys here while I fumble through doing this part by myself, this actual roadcaster that I don't know how to work. Kristin always handles that part, and I always handle the computer part, and now I have to handle both.
You're doing it all. Yeah,
And
you're doing it all.
She's just wandering around doing nothing, you guys. Kristin, tell them where you are.
So everyone knows that livestock and fairs mean a lot to me, but we are at the Ohio State Fair. So we moved in yesterday to the fair. The fair doesn't start until today, Wednesday, but we moved in prior to the fair because we have sheep here. So we just moved in 7 head of sheep. That's what we call it, 7 head of sheep. So we moved in 7 sheep and 8 breeding chickens. And so we are just here at the fair.
Back it up.
Sheep,
Back it up.
sheep.
What does that mean? 7 head? So I don't understand.
7 head means we brought 7 sheep. That's
Why
like
wouldn't
our
you
farm
just say
stock.
7 sheep?
'Cause they have 7
Obviously their heads are attached to their bodies. Why do we need to discuss? So that's, you brought in 28 legs. That's doesn't make sense.
7 sheep. We brought 7 sheep. So yesterday we call it fitting the sheep. So we carded them and we curried them and we trimmed them and we sheared them and we're working on making them beautiful. And so the kids are actually in the barn. I'm sitting outside the barn between the Bricker building, the horse barn, and the sheep barn, trying to find a spot that doesn't have sheep sounds. And
I was going to say, I'm kind of surprised that I'm not hearing animal sounds coming from the background.
Well, you might. And if you listen closely, you probably can.
Guys, I might have to keep her volume down. I'm not sure.
Right. You went through the show yourself. You probably muted me this whole time. Now that I'm
Yes,
not there.
yeah, no one can hear you. I don't even know how to do that. So that is definitely a possibility. Oh my God, what if I did that? How do I know that I didn't do that?
But then you'd be having a one-sided weird conversation and no one would hear the answers.
I know,
Your
but
response
I'm
would be
worried that
weird.
that's actually what's going on now.
It might be happening. You should have done a test.
We should have done a test is right. I'm quite nervous.
I told the kids, I'm like, sorry kids, I got to leave you. So we have good friends of ours, James and Sarah, and we've grown up together, and James helps us fit our sheep. So the kids are with James, and the kids are like, why did you not do this before?
I
So
know.
we're a little busy right now, Mom. You have the podcast? Seriously?
We were going to do this the other day, and I have a really good friend, Jill, from Virginia, staying with me. And she's got herself and her husband and her 2 kids. They're all staying with me. Plus, it is all 3 of my kids' birthday week this week. So it has been a little crazy.
Your kids' birthdays, it's like January. It goes on forever.
It doesn't stop. Today we are in between 2 birthdays. Yesterday, well, just so you guys know, we are podcasting. We're recording this on Tuesday this week just because of the chaos in our lives right now.
I don't even know what day of the week it is.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We have the podcast today?
She did. She was like, when are we going to podcast? I'm like, you told me Tuesday. It's Monday. She's like, oh my gosh, you're right. But yesterday was Joy's birthday. Tomorrow is Sam's birthday. Last week was Liv's birthday. So bear with us, guys. We are a hot mess. But we were going to record this before Kristin left, and it just did not work. So it's okay. It's a great opportunity to figure out this call-in process. After 15 weeks, it's about time that we learn something new. and
Right.
fumble our way through something new. We were getting bored being so good at it. We've got to figure out a way to screw up next. So,
Right. Well, and so we part of it was because, one of the things I said I'm excited about this summer is we did this garage/barn expansion. And so the Amish crew finished it. And so was that Sunday? We were moving all the animals out and like moving them around. And Bill was like really helping me so much. We got, if you come to Patterson Fruit Farm, if you come to the farm, you'll notice the difference with animals being out and about. And so it's a very exciting time for us. We're thrilled about it, but we can't even really enjoy it because we're at the state fair. Bill and Jack are back home taking care of everything there. And so it's a busy, wild week, but it's all exciting stuff.
it is so crazy for you guys. I do have to laugh and tell a quick funny story. If you guys remember last week, we were discussing like words that mean one thing to me and one thing to Kristin. So she had mentioned that she cut herself on a croc. Well, I didn't understand how you would cut yourself on a rubber shoe. And she cut herself on a rabbit croc, which is like the bull, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this week, where we had a miscommunication, is she's building this gorgeous barn, like at the farm, or at the market, I should say, where they have all of their chickens. And I'm gonna say this the way that I see it.
It's a poultry pavilion.
It is a poultry pavilion. I think you should get a sign that says that.
The Patterson Poultry Pavilion.
I love it. I love it. So she's telling me how they need to move the layers. We have to move the layers. We have to move the layers. Oh, the layers are going to go over here. And I'm like, I don't, she said this for 3 days.
I'm looking at you like just like dumbfounded. I'm like,
well, for 3 days, she kept telling me this. And I wasn't understanding why you would have layers of clothing in this corner or this side, I should say, of the pavilion. And it made no sense to me. Like, do the animals need more layers? It's kind of hot out. Like, I don't think they get cold at night. Right. And so the whole process did not make any sense to me. And she just kept going. And sometimes she says things and I don't want to look like an idiot. So I just like nod and smile ironically. And I didn't know what really to say. And then when I brought my friend Jill to visit so that she could kind of get a little tour of the market, Kristin said it again, and Jill had the same look on her face that I did. Now, Jill sells LuLaRoe, so we're in the clothing business, you guys.
Let's be clear. You
right.
guys are
we are in the clothing business, so like I hear the word layers and I'm like, clothing, right? Obviously. So Jill has this look on her face also, like, what in the world? And I'm like, okay, Kristin, I've been wondering, and I'm just going to bust it out here because I'm clearly not the only one that feels this way.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's explain that.
Clarify, please, what you meant by moving the layers.
Yeah. So hens are female chickens who lay eggs. And here's a fun fact: Ohio is actually the number 2 egg-laying state in the country. So we are number 2. We lay the second most eggs in all of the United States. And hens we call layers because they lay eggs. And so when I said we are going to move the layers, not our layers, we were going to move all the hens. So the hens got a new home. And so that's what I was talking about. And this is, I love all these good conversations between consumers and farmers. And I feel like I get this with you every day. So it is.
I am just opening up her world to the other side, basically. That
here's one of the things that's exciting about being an agricultural community because, we use these words all the time and we sometimes forget the people like you and like me, but like you don't know what those words mean. And so this is like a great reminder for me that we need to be using words that everybody knows.
Years and years ago, my first real job, I was in banking for a long time, and my first banking job was at MBNA, which is no longer in business, but I was on the phones, and I was in it put me through college. It was high school and college, and they would always tell us that when we were talking to customers to not use bank jargon, right? Because something that we understand in our environment, your customer is going to be like, I have no idea what the, EST is going to be or
the acronyms.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. Right. So I think sometimes it's almost like you need to dumb it down if you're talking to someone else because and they're not dumb. You need to make it as though, right, someone may live in a different world than you do and have no idea. And I was like, why are the chickens wearing layers? This does not make any sense to me. So live and learn. So that's it.
Did you hear that? I said, can you hear the beep, beep, beep? That was actually the icy truck. Our kids would love to be like hooked up to this icy truck right
It's
now.
an icy truck? There's an actual icy truck?
Well, I'm pretty sure that the truck is like bringing the supplies for the icy machine, but it says icy all over it.
So for those of you guys that are not understanding, so I am we're in a suburb of Cleveland on the east side of Cleveland, and Kristin is downtown in Columbus at the State Fair. And so we're about, 2.5 hours from each other right now? Would you say?
Yeah, about 2:20.
2:20. So my kids and I are like, oh, maybe we'll go like take a day trip down there and whatever. And I'm like, oh, maybe not. There's an icy truck.
Have you ever been to the Ohio State Fair?
I've never been. I've only been to our county fair.
Oh my goodness, you have to
I've
come.
never been, so I think
Special places for me.
I think that we
I
may need
met
to.
my husband's mother and father here when I was about 12 years old and didn't even know that they would be my future in-laws.
That's too funny.
The fair means a lot to me and to our family. So I've been coming to the fair since I was 1 year old. I mean, my parents, there's a thing called the 50-year club for the Ohio State Fair. And when you've been to the fair for 50 years, then you can join the club. And this is for anyone. It can be fair goers. It can be fair participants.
Really?
And yes. And so I'm like, it's my goal by my 50th year of life to be in the 50-year club at the Ohio State Fair. You know, I've got a weird goal.
That's an understatement.
That's kind of something fun. But no, my parents showed at the fair. I've shown at the fair. And now Campbell and Parker are showing at the fair. And, for us, it's all about the livestock, all the different animals. But, we have great rides and the food, which I think we'll do this maybe a little bit of out of order while I think about this. But let's do our Fast Five right now. And I've got a good one. So I'm going to ask you. It's your turn, right?
I think. I don't know, but I'm happy that you are willing to do it because I hate being the giver of the Fast Five.
Maybe not. Maybe I asked you cleaning tips last time, but I've got a really good one.
Oh, you might be right. Okay, go ahead.
I know your top 5 favorite fair foods.
Oh, girl, I was made for this. All right, so
I knew this would be good for you.
For those of you that don't know me, I really enjoy eating. All 3 of my kids are July birthdays, and my favorite thing about being pregnant in July was that I used to be able to go to all the local summer carnivals and just eat my way through them and have no guilt because I was pregnant. So, okay, so my number one, like 100% number one is cheese on a stick. Like it is my jam. It is my favorite thing.
Do you like the mozzarella or the Swiss?
So I prefer the mozzarella, but I will do the Swiss. Now, we were at Cedar Point a couple weeks ago, and I got one there, and it was very disappointing. It was like a cheese whiz inside. I prefer straight up mozzarella. Like I would basically like a mozzarella stick.
Real deal
Yeah.
inside.
So I want to be able to like pull it away from my mouth and it's gooey. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
I know.
okay, that is number one. My number 2 would probably be, I do love a corn dog also. I guess I like things on sticks.
Mustard. Oh, I can say a couple things.
There's so many things to say.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say it. Do you like mustard or ketchup, or do you like both?
I like a combo. Mm-hmm.
I like mustard only.
I love elephant ears. Or a funnel cake, like whatever. I don't really feel that there's a massive difference. It's fried dough any way you look at it.
It's fried when it's warm.
Yes, so I love that. What else do I love at the fair? I love oh, geez Louise. This is so silly. I love a walking taco. And
kind of popular. You see those all over.
You do, and I think that they've grown in popularity. I feel like I'm missing something really good.
I think you're missing an obvious one that I love at the fair.
All right, I need some help then.
The French fries.
No, they don't do it for me.
Oh,
no.
I love the French fries. With vinegar and salt.
Tom loves those. Tom loves those. Those don't do it for me.
So
I don't know if I have I'm trying to think what else I love. I guess I love when they do Italian sausage sandwiches. Oh, no.
That's so favorite.
A gyro at the fair, or a gyro, or however you feel the need to say it. That is.
I appreciate it. Usually, they're made traditionally in the Greek culture. They're made with
obviously.
Lamb. Usually, a combo between pork, beef, and lamb. But the gyro, I'm actually volunteering in the gyro booth for the Ohio State Fair.
That's fantastic.
Saturday, if anybody wants to come see me.
That's awesome.
So I do like the gyro.
That is probably that's probably my number one fair food. I forgot about it, and that's probably my number one.
I like it when you're eating it in the foil and it just kind of pours all over your plate.
All the grease and tzatziki sauce. Yeah, I love it.
So good.
Like, this body didn't just happen, you guys. I need you to understand that. Like,
I love food, and I always say, like, whatever I have to do to, like, work out or, like,
I know,
I'm
but
not
I
gonna
don't work out
diet.
enough. Like, I'm on this, like, stint.
Well, I don't either.
Like,
So we should both be better at that.
I know, and I was so good for a while there about working out, and, like, this summer, I have just gone to the birds with it. I don't know. Like, I am determined to get back on track with working out. We have a Peloton, and I love it, and I just don't use it enough. I don't get out and move enough. So,
Here. Well, let me tell you about the farm life, because I am pretty active. I feel
well,
like
I think that you get a workout.
calories.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You get a workout without working out. Like, you just,
Call
in
it
your day to day. It is. You are totally in great shape because of it.
I don't know. I should be
think
better shape.
I am not going to be a farmer, so I'll just.
So I have something else to talk about too, because I'm sitting here in the grass on this little knoll between the barns, and I just see it's actually a piece of trash. But it made me. We're coming up on an election, a pretty important election, regardless what your political views are. But this was a political advertisement. But I want to remind people to register to vote. And
I was so nervous about where you were going with this. You have no idea. I was like, oh.
You probably were. We had a friend who worked at the farm, and she's like, she's worked at the farm, you know, Tori, for quite a few years through high school, and she just turned 18. And I'm like, Tori, like, you can vote. And she's like, I'm so excited to go register to vote, and she can vote in her first election. So voting is really important to Bill and I. Bill has never missed an election. You know, voting is, so get out there and vote, register to vote. If you're not a registered voter, you should. And it was just this piece of trash, which I'm going to pick up and throw away. But it just reminded me that we really need to do our part and register to vote. So
thank you for that. But she's right. But you guys have to understand. So Kristin and I have really differing views on a lot of things. We agree on some, but like we do have different views on a lot of things. And when she started this conversation, you guys, I got a lump in my throat.
You know what I was going to say?
I was like, oh, we agreed not to get too political on this. What are you doing?
So here's the thing, though. Like, I love it.
But I actually 100% agree with that. No.
We have a good conversation and, like, actually have dialogue and be an informed voter. And
we do.
Know what the issues are, whether you agree or not.
No,
like,
it is.
I love that. Like, I like challenging conversations. Like, they make me feel like I accomplished something in the day.
I would agree with that.
I think that's why we're such good mismatched cohorts, because, you know, we don't always agree. And that makes, you know, our friendship a little more unique.
I agree.
And challenging.
I agree. It's very easy to be friends with.
So I have to be your friend so I can be friends with your husband.
Well, so it is funny. Tom was just telling our friends that are staying with us. He was like, I was just saying something like, I've always like been the girl that was friends with more guys. Like, I don't have, like, Kristin is one of my, it's just who I am. And Tom goes, well, we always do say that Danna and Bill have way more in common, and Kristin and I have way more in common. And I was like, yeah, that's actually pretty true. So you guys, I'm going to kind of switch things around only because Kristin cannot see our little, we keep like a notes of what we're going to talk about, and she cannot see it because she's on the phone. But this is something that 2 weeks in a row I have wanted to talk to you guys about, and I keep forgetting to talk to you. So this is not as important as voting. P.S. This is not at all as important as voting. But has anyone tried mom water?
Me, I have.
I love that I like paused for a minute to see if I was going to get like an answer from someone, and I'm like, wait, Kristin's the only one that could respond to me.
So I've tried, I think I've tried like Karen, like I've tried all of them.
So if you guys have not,
like it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. I want you guys to try it, and I want you to tell me what you think. But it is an adult alcoholic beverage that is similar to a seltzer, but it does not have any carbonation, so it tastes like you are just drinking flavored water.
Only not good. Like, I think I don't love drinking water. It's one of my downfalls, but I thought it'd be a good mix. And I just don't think I can do it.
It's weird. Like, I can drink one. And so they're all named after, like, mom names. So there's, like, a Karen and a Linda and what else? A Sandy. And there's one more, and I can't remember what it is right now.
I might not have had the last one that we can't remember the name.
I don't remember off the top of my head. But they taste good, but, like, I could have, like, one, and then I'm done. So I was just curious if you guys have tried one.
What it's for.
Like, you'll have to let us.
Done.
I mean, that's pretty much how I live my life, kind of, but joking. But yeah, so I'm just curious if anyone has tried it. I want to know your opinion on it.
Give some feedback on your thoughts, but yes. I'm definitely obviously. The Topo Chico is still at the top.
Yeah,
of my
you
list.
like the Topo Chico. I'm a fan of.
Tom shared with me his little Bud Light. Is it Bud Light soda?
It
like
is. Do you like those?
thing?
I don't like those.
I liked it.
Oh.
I need something a little sweet on the side of my bourbon. If I'm going to drink bourbon, it's just, neat, which means with no ice cube, in case you didn't know what that meant.
Oh my God, that's so funny. We do need to talk more about drinks, but we are unfortunately running out of time. But I'm going to put a note
and I
in
get
for
to run
something.
to the peep show. Like,
Yes.
how fitting.
Yes. So I'm going to let you go, Kristin. You guys, I hope that you had a great time listening to our absolute chaos and no idea what we're doing. I hope Kristin
shout out
is.
to Ohio State Fair. If you're here, we're here the next 2 weeks back and forth.
Yeah, so if you guys go down to the
out.
fair, make sure you go say hi to Kristin. Guys, we will talk to you next week. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and we will see you soon.
We're Miss Matt. Bye, everybody.
Bye.